What's up guys, this is Dave LeClaire with MakeUseOf.com, and today we are here to take a look at the SCUF One Elite Xbox One controller. Now this is a modded Xbox One controller, but not modded to cheat like the previous controller we looked at. No, instead this one actually uses hardware modifications to kind of help you play better, but it is completely legal to use. Your console will not be banned, you are not breaking any rules. You're just taking the buttons, which are A and B, and you're moving them to the back of the controller. You're adding a little grip to the controller, changing the joysticks to feel more like the 360, and making the triggers have a little shorter throw. So these changes are all on the hardware level, but they're not actually cheating, and that's a good thing, because that means you can use this controller to play competitive games online with no risk of getting in trouble. Your console won't be banned or anything like that. So it's actually a very good idea because it enhances your ability to play the game without any risk to you as the player. But the question is, does putting some buttons on the back of a controller and making the trigger throws a little shorter, does that really make a difference? Does changing the joysticks to be a little bit wider and have a different grip, does that really matter? Does any of that matter, or are you better off sticking with an Xbox One stock controller? Is it really worth dropping like $180 on this thing? Keep watching the video, you'll find out. So as for the hardware itself, it's actually a very standard Xbox One controller with some key changes. So they take the joysticks off and they put the joysticks onto your specs. So you can either get them shorter, longer, or normal length. You can choose the stock grip or the SCUF grip. We chose the SCUF grip on ours because we wanted to try something a little different, and it turned out it was a fantastic decision because it's stiffer and it feels more like the 360 joystick, which was one of the greatest things about the 360. We also chose to go with a SCUF grip on the back, which adds a grippier texture to the back of the controller, so if your hands get sweaty, controller doesn't slip out of your hands. And we went with modded triggers that give you a shorter throw on the trigger that can be adjusted. Again, this is a nice feature. It just gives you a little bit more customization over the game, but the real selling point are the bumpers on the back. They make a massive difference. Not having to remove your hand from the right stick to hit the A and B button. So in the case of Titanfall, for example, you have your jump set to A and your melee set to B. This means you can be jumping around in Titanfall all while aiming, whereas normally you would have to remove your finger from the right stick, hit A, and then go back. But while your finger's not on the right stick, you're not aiming. It's not a problem with this controller, and it makes a ginormous difference. It's well built, and it's just a solid piece of hardware. So if you're a gamer and you want a better controller, everything about this seems to deliver. So I'm gonna wrap up and make this really, really simple. This is the best video game controller I've ever used. Simple as that. The buttons on the back make a ginormous difference, and they help you out in a way that is hard to even describe until you try it, until you realize how much of a difference it makes. The joysticks are better than the stock Xbox One controller. They're stiffer, they feel more like the 360. The shorter throws on the trigger, while nice, is not really that game breaking, but it's nice to have, and it's adjustable so you can pull the sides off and you can tweak it to as much or as little as you want. So basically, should you buy this controller? Absolutely, 100%. You should go out, you should buy a SCUF One Elite. You will love it. It is worth every penny, and it's the best controller that I've ever used. Once again, this is Dave LeClaire with MakeUseOf.com. Thank you very much for watching this review. Make sure to head over to the site so that you can enter for your chance to take home this awesome controller for free, and we'll see you guys next time.